Oh yeah!
This is Learning Prime with Base Builders, and welcome back to Planet Coaster 2! Now, I saw when I started this up that we had an update coming, so hopefully we'll find out a little bit more about that in just a second. Yep, there we go. Welcome to Update 4. Update 4 has been installed. Update 4 is serving up restaurants where you can build your perfect dining experience using new restaurant kitchens, dining tables, and existing themed picnic benches. Also spinning into the scene is the returning flat ride Scissor, I guess. And for the water ride enthusiasts, custom colors have landed for pool tiles, pool water, and water-shaped scenery pieces. Alongside a host of other fixes and improvements, standard versions of the spinning manic mouse and inverted flying coasters will also be available, as well as their signature mouse and manta ray coaster attachments. Check the Planet Coaster website for full update notes. Whippy Yallapler. That's really hard to say, I gotta admit. Well, I'm excited about all of the new restaurant stuff. I'm looking forward to playing around with that, and I'm a little bit puzzled as to how there's going to be custom colored pool water. But hey, I wonder if we could, stripe our watercolors or something really weird and creative like that. I might have to play around with that as soon as I can. Well, alright, it does seem like a lot of this stuff is very well suited to the park that we're in right now, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of that update actually in place. Alright, y'all, let's go. So we are going to continue on with a sure thing. Now, if I remember right, at the end of the previous episode, we had finished our coaster, but we hadn't done anything like testing it or any of the other stuff that we need to do in order to get ready to go with it. So let's take a quick look. We are right where we should be. Now we have added this new little loop underneath the ground. I'm hoping that works out fine and that we've got enough speed going into it. But we also added this int in as well. Let's see. Alright. Let's actually go ahead and do the test coaster thing, because that really is very untested. And I have since this is my first coaster to, well, in this case, rebuild, but it's basically my first custom coaster within the game. I'm really curious as to how this has actually gone. And okay, there we are. I'm going to get the camera going here. Ooh. Oh, cool, I can shift around the camera while I'm in here. That's nice. Well, this is a little bit of a long ride up, but hopefully that means we got plenty of speed to get through the rest of the coaster. I was about to say that sky is ominous, but then I noticed it's raining, so that makes sense of that. Alright, come on, let's get up there. Let's get up there a little bit faster. Swimming pool 204 is over capacity. It does that a lot. I need to see if I can maybe raise the price or something. And I think pool 204 is our newest pool. Ooh, we're going to have to move that palm tree, I think. 'Cause that wouldn't be very pleasant to get a face full of. Ooh. That orange sky does make this whole coaster a little bit more dramatic. I dig it. Alright, we got enough speed so far. That's good. Ooh. Oh, alright, here's our little cave. Oh my. Although I'm not sure right now if that was the cave that we added. I think it must have been. Oh, and that's another palm tree that I need to move. Alright, well, I think that worked out alright. Let's use... Oh, wait, no, stop. Get me out of here. How do I go back? How do I get out of here? I can't remember. Alright, well, that worked. So, good. What was I about to do? I was about to do something. Darn it. Oh, well, let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, I was going to look at all of the readouts from that testing. Okay. Yeah, we can stop the test. Let's look. Okay. Oh, well, okay. I was about to say, why is there 0 excitement, fear, or nausea? That's because it's not live data. So let's go ahead and let it keep going so I can see some of the live data. Alright. Well, yeah, it's not very exciting to go up that very, very steep part. Well, it's not steep enough as far as I'm concerned because it just takes forever. But I don't really want to mess around with that, especially since there's a loop that goes over it there, and that would get a little bit too complicated. Yeah, I know it's finished testing, but I want to see the readout on it. Now, if I were to pause the game, that would probably mean that the testing would pause as well, wouldn't it? Oh, darn it. I should have waited a little bit longer before I looked at the testing. But, okay, 6.66 excitement, 4.54 fear, 1.34 nausea. I mean, that sounds good to me, but I just don't really have a big enough basis for comparison yet. Okay, now we're getting some nice excitement numbers there. The fear is staying pretty medium, or was staying pretty medium for most of that. Nausea is pretty nice. Ooh, a whole bunch of excitement for that one. I kind of like that the excitement goes up and down, but it keeps, peeking out over there. So, yeah, this is looking good to me so far. I kind of wish the ending were a little bit more exciting. And I think that it's going into that part a little bit too fast, but we do have some nice breaks, so I guess that's good enough. Yeah, I'll just go with that. Okay, now we're going to stop the test. And we are going to think about how much we should charge for it. Man, that bargain type, that doesn't really seem like a bargain to me. $43.13. I'm going to put it at dynamic. Yeah. Alright, well, I don't know. But I figure I might need some new staff for this. Boy, it sure is raining hard. That sky is extremely orange. Ooh, look how pretty that sky is. Ooh, I like that. Wouldn't really enjoy being at the park for it, but still and all. Okay, what else do I need to do here? We got the testing. We probably need some staff. And, oh darn it, how do I get into that again? Y'all, I'm a little bit rustier than I want to be here. Okay, there we go. Staff. Let's get you some new, well, you don't need a lifeguard, hopefully. I need to know if that is actually a feature of this ride, but it does not seem to be. Where shall we put your staff member? Let's plonk you. Let's zoom in so I can see where I'm plonking you in all this rain. The rain is going crazy. Okay, maybe we need more than one new ride attendant, actually. Okay, now what else do we need to take care of here? I think we mostly just need to take care of getting it open. Oh wait, okay, yeah, the queue should probably already be in place. Let me make sure. Boy, this rain is making it a little bit harder to see than I would have expected, but okay, yeah, I'm seeing a queue, or I assume that's the queue, and that's the exit ramp. So let's go ahead and do this. Amelia Bonner. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I was suddenly so puzzled by seeing a name there. Okay, alright. I have objectives here. Okay, I have to have 2 flumes and set to open. I've only got 1. Where should we go for that second one? I suppose that a pool attached is a good idea. And why is this water suddenly green? Oh, I guess that's that new update thing. I certainly don't remember turning that water green myself, so it must have happened without my consent. Which pool is this? Because I remember one of them was saying that it was very... Oh, okay, yeah, this is pool 204. That's the one that was being all overcrowded, but If the pool's water is getting dirty, then I need to do one of those water cleany things. Yeah, water filter. I'm kind of impressed that I found the right one right off the bat like that. Where should we hide you? Oh yeah, this is such a tight little area here. I wonder if I can do a little bit of terrain work and make it a little bit less crowded. But I'm right up against the border there, so if I'm gonna nibble away, it needs to be over here. Boy, my brain is going all over the place here. Let's just get out of that and see if we can... Actually, it might be a good time to pause because I'm going to do a little bit of demolishing. And I think it's kind of new that they let us see that big old, pause button, sort of. Oh, all this rain. I still really like it, but man, it's making things a lot more obscure than I would have expected. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm already seeing big old changes with this update because this is much more detailed than I remember seeing before, and maybe I'm just brain farting on that one, but I think that's a lot more detailed than we used to get with such things. But let's go ahead and nibble away at this cliff. We will probably lose this tree. Maybe I can move the tree before we do that. Let's see. Let me see if I... Well, darn it, now that I'm in demolish and all that kind of mode, that's making it a little bit harder. Alright. Maybe I can just move you. You look mobile. Excellent. No, I meant to just move you normal-like. Maybe that'll work. Because I'm just going to eat away at this cliff a little bit, and then we can tuck the pool filter there, hopefully. Let's see what happens. Alright. Now this is looking different enough that I'm not really quite sure what's about to happen. Well, we want to go a little bit bigger with this demolishment. Maybe not quite that big. And I don't know what height I actually need here. And I don't know what width I need here either. Let's just start nibbling away. Are you actually doing anything? I can't see any change. Let's see. I'm trying to demolish this cliff. Am I doing it wrong? I'm just interested in demolishing some nature here. Oh, maybe I should be in terrain rather than demolish. Okay, one of those days already, huh? Alright, well, we want to... See, we don't... I'm not really sure which one I want here. Let's try doing this one here. Okay, smooth. Smooth might actually be kind of what I'm looking for. Let's see what happens. Let's see if anything happens. Something is happening, but I'm just not really seeing it or feeling it. Okay, there we go. That's doing it a little bit more better. Let's just sort of up the intensity here because we're going kind of far. At least that's my general idea. And I do regret pausing while it's raining. Let's try getting some stuff going just a little longer. Maybe the rain will go away. But maybe it's just that time of year here and it's not going to go away anytime soon. Because it certainly doesn't seem to be letting up anytime. Alright, let's just go a little bit further and go with the push. Oh, it's so hard to see what I'm doing here. Okay, that's a little bit better of an angle. But this is going to be a slow process at this rate. I'm just trying to clear up enough room so that I can put in that water filter, and I can't honestly tell whether or not I have achieved that. Let's try flattening it. Let us try flattening it to a foundation, because I can't tell whether or not I'm succeeding in that. Let's see. Well, I see that it's now grassy. Kinda hard to tell with all that deluge. What has happened here? Alright, well, hi, how y'all doing? Welcome to the park. So glad to have you. Alright. Now I'm trying to zoom out slightly. Please let me do that. Just let me zoom out some more. Great to see all y'all people, but, you know, go away. Oh, it's just not going to let me zoom out. Alright, there we go. I think I was stuck on the cliff somehow. Oh, hey. Alright, well, I'm still working on trying to flatten you to foundation. This might already be big enough of a nibble in the cliff. So I'm going to just go with what I got. I do want to smooth out this path. Alright, well, anyway, maybe that's enough for now. Let's go back to this whole water filter idea and try to get something going on over here. And I'm probably going to adjust that area just a little bit if I can. And I'm going to tuck you over here as best I can, and I'll try to put some scenery around you. Well, now, where do you need to be hooked up? Presumably to this pool? This is my first time doing water filtration, so I don't really know how this works. But sure enough doesn't want to be hooked up over there. Let's... How do I... How do I? That's what I want to know. How do I? How to? Maybe I need to hook it to this FLUME ride? No, where do you need to hook up to? Be more informative at me, please. Do I need to look this one up? I don't like having to look things up. It's boring. It makes me have to pause. Hey. Maybe it needs to be like hooked up to power. We'll just generically see if there's anything over here that looks like a connection. Okay, here is a connection. Cannot build there. Alright, well that's because I was trying to hook it up to the dead one, so let's try hooking it up to a live one. Cannot build here. Alrighty. Okay, let's get over here and see what it is that we are trying to hook up to. Maybe I need to start with this one. And if this doesn't work, then I'm going to... No, okay, cannot build here. Alright, so let's get out of here. Let's see if we can find what it was that was theoretically being hooked to. Well, that's kind of disappeared for me, hadn't it? Well, let's get back. I said let's move. What am I stuck on? Maybe I'm just more zoomed out than I realized. I think that is what's going on. Alright, come here, little water filtration unit. We're going to try you again. And I guess I was in edit building. No, that's not the one. Holy vey. He was being complicated at me. Well, I don't know what I did. I just, left click on it. And, okay. Alright. No. Okay. So if you double click on it, it goes into this mode. Good to know. I am trying to see where this is. Have we tried that one? Yes, we have. But anyway, I'm going to go over here so that I can tell for sure what it is I'm hooking into and hope that I get some answers from this. Okay, I am hooking into nothing really visible. I'm hooking into, I guess, sort of like the park entrance. Or a park entrance. That looks entrancey. It says, hey-yo. Alright, well, I'm not sure what that was hooking into. I'm not really sure what at all is going on. I'm afraid I will have to pause here for just a second, and hopefully y'all won't even notice it happening. But I want to know what I need to do here.
A few moments later.
Alrighty, well that might have been simpler than I thought it would be, because it looks like all I need here is just, to make sure that I got a water pump. Well, let's find out if that's the whole solution. And I also need a path, which, since I was planning to expand this out just a little bit, that should work pretty nicely for me too. But let's go ahead and see if we can find that water pump. These are facilities. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Power distributor. Okay, Maybe utilities is what I should be clicking on. Alrighty. Water filter. Water pump. There we go. What's this? Power generator. Okay, yeah, this seems like the likeliest candidate here. Will you fit? Do I need to... Ooh, I might need to move stuff around just a little bit here. Which I'm okay with that. I just... Well, I wonder if I can... Why aren't you letting me see you around? There we go. No, that's not what I want to do. I was just trying to get you back on the part where you would match up with what's already there. Oh. Okay, well, I wanted you to be turned around this way. Oh, be more helpful. Camera, please. Camera. We've talked about this many, many times. Every single episode we talk about this one. Well, okay. What is that? Bah, humbug. Well, I might as well move this and maybe eat away some more of the cliff before I try to put you in. Let's just do that. Let's see about flattening some more of you to foundation. Hopefully this is foundation. No, that's not at all what I had in mind. Here we go. Needed to start in the correct position. And that's a whole lot more rounded than I wanted it to be. Oh, well, let's just go a little bit more gradually then. See if we can make it look a little bit less silly. Let's actually just sort of, well, first I'm going to soften a bit. Let's see. Isn't this softened? No, that's flatten the surface. Okay, smooth. Sorry, excuse me. I'm going to smooth you a little bit over here. I'm just trying to get rid of that weird ridge, and hopefully I actually remember what I'm trying to achieve here before I get completely distracted with this terrain stuff. It's very distracting. Okay, let's smooth you out a little bit more. Might need to do a little bit more flattening to surface down there, but I might be able to make that water pump sort of eat into the cliff a little bit. Alright, I'm going to stop this because I would just go absolutely nuts with it. Maybe I can get this to click in about where I want it to. I don't know how important that arrow is. Maybe that's just sort of like where people would arrive, or where the workmen would arrive. Let's see if this is... Okay, it's sort of snapping. Okay, we're going to try that. And I'm going to see if that looks like it's kind of doing what I wanted to. Not really crazy about that weird thing that it did to the path. And what is you? What's suddenly here? Okay, that's just a second water filter. I don't need a second water filter. I need to mess around with the path, I think. So let's try doing that. Okay, yeah, this is already sort of path-like. What is you doing? Maybe you need to hook up with this path? I just don't know. I'm honestly not sure what you want here. What I want is to see things from a better angle. That's what I want here. not really trying to get you to hook up to any particular spot. I just want to make the whole thing make a little bit more sense. What's going to happen if I do this? I can always Control Z if I need to. I don't want that weird little jag on the left-hand top. But maybe it's got to have that to match up with what's already there, so... Okay, that's unexpected. Let's see, what exactly was I trying to achieve here? I think that I've got enough of a path that the mechanics can reach it. So maybe I don't need to worry too hard about that. What I really want to do is just sort of make this whole area make a little bit more sense. Let's see what happens if I just sort of try to do that. Well, it's the wrong color. And it's the wrong everything else, so I'm gonna Control C that. Okay, well hopefully with these two sort of side by side they're able to actually go from one to the other, so maybe I don't really need to worry about this. I'm just being fussy, but well, I am fussy, so let's go with that theme. And let's try to remember how to make this look like we want it to. What is this? Let's see, copy existing texture. That's what I really want to do here. Okay, that is the square flagstones path. Alright, now I want to just sort of generically smooth all this ignorance out a little bit. And I'm going to try doing that weird loop around thing that I just tried. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that worked a little better than I thought it would. Except for that weird little under the cliff jag, so I'm going to undo that a bit. Let's try making it not do that this time. Well, that gets me a little bit further. Let's just keep doing this. Doing the same thing and having it not work perfectly, you know, just doing it over and over again. That seems like a great way to go, huh? Although that actually did turn out pretty good. I'm okay with that. Good enough. Oh, well, this has changed color. The water is now, I guess that's supposed to be white. It just seemed to be changing color randomly. Well, I still only have one FLUME left to open, so I was about to say that it stopped raining, but no, then it started raining again. It's a beautiful evening, though. It's rare that we actually get to see evenings in the park. Maybe some settings have changed for me. Very cool lighting going on here. I do think I like having the day-night cycle turned on. Oh, this looks like it's not part of my park, which is odd because it looks very much a part of my park, what with the logo being part of the decorations. Huh. Well, anyway, what shall we work on now? We probably need another FLUME, but where can we fit this second FLUME? We will need to have, presumably, a pool to go along with it. This is a nice little spot. I might need to mess around with the terrain a little bit, because it's so sunken back there. Let's see if we can figure out a way to get folks down there. Well, this is a nice little spot going down. Okay, the nighttime is cool and all, but it's suddenly annoying me because it's much harder to see at night, oddly enough. Isn't that an odd situation? I was also interested in putting up a new restaurant, but with that being a thing now, where would be a good spot for a restaurant? Well, let's say we put a pool here and then have a restaurant within easy reach of it. If we've got enough space, and I have no clue how much space all of this stuff is going to occupy. Just don't really have quite the whole frame of reference for that yet. Now over here somewhere, this pool right here might do well with the FLUME right attached, and I could probably put some of it over here, maybe. I'm going to see how well a pool fits here, but I don't really want to be all hemmed in like I was at the previous pool. That was much harder to fit stuff around than I was expecting it to be. But let's go ahead and give it a shot, just to play around with it. If there's not a good spot for a pool here, then I will go to that other pool and start adding plumage. Let's see what pools we have accessible. I don't really think a small pool is well fitted for a FLUME ride. I think it needs to be a decent size. Okay, we got a couple of medium pools. I can't remember. Okay, yeah, I did this last time because it came with a FLUME. Let's just see what size the medium is. Yeah, see, as much as I like that pool, I don't think I'm really going to have enough room to put a FLUME in there. I don't have a ton of experience with FLUMEs, but it seems like the kind of thing that would occupy at least some space. Let's see. Well, you know what? I think I will eventually put something here, but I don't think this is the right moment for it. I think that I need to put in FLUME stuff over here. And I see that there is a FLUMEs tab. Okay. I'm still well. Okay, let's get out of this pool. Let's just start looking at some other stuff. That's a very boring little FLUME, which might be the right thing to add. And I don't see any need to only add one FLUME to this pool. It's got room for more. Woo! End of day report. Okay, guest experience today was 3.94 out of 5. Park reputation 4.68, which is pretty nice. Park rating 2.04. We gotta get that higher. Presumably more rides will do the trick. Average number of rides per adult 3.22. Average number of rides per child 3.61. Profit today 16,780.60. And I haven't actually been looking at my money for a while. I got some. Let me see if it's going up and down. Or up or down, I should say. It's staying right around where it is. It's just, sort of wobbling and occasionally going down. Ooh, now it's going down more. Maybe that's because it's raining. Does the rain ever end? Alright, well, let's see. If I just put a couple of small boring plumes here. Body slide wide. That looks like it takes quite a lot of room here, but it might still be well suited. I can just plonk it over here on the edges, theoretically. I'm not sure if that's red because it is red colored or because I cannot add it. Because, presumably over here it's red because it's not my property. Let's just mess around with this a little bit more here. Just spin it around a bit. This whole thing, I can't tell if I'm allowed to add this. And, well, let's just see what happens when I go ahead and start plonking. And I don't know how over the pool it needs to be here either. Ooh. Well, let's just go for it. Cannot build here. Okay. So that's why it's red. It's because I cannot build here. Let's try going at it from a different angle. That might be all the problem. Where can we build it? Let's see. Just sort of... Oh, darn it, I didn't mean to suddenly shift it 90 degrees. Let's just spin it back around. Now if I were to put you, like, right here, which is not really the best spot, but if I were to try it, would you let me? This spot is obstructed. That's possibly better. Okay, well that did a thing. I'm not sure that that's where I want it, but a thing happened. Yeah, see, I figured that I need a queue for that, and that's just not the best spot to try to add one of those in, so I'm going to Control-Z out of that one, but we might be on to something here. Let's see, where do I want it to meet the pool, and where do I want the queue to be? We got tons of room for a queue over here, but I think that's better suited for a much fancier flume. And hey, we might as well go ahead and go for something fancy. Let's see. Let's try this guy, which I'm probably not allowed to build there. I'm just... because the building part of it is red, it's really hard to tell which type of red it is. And I think that in theory now I can customize the colors, which is great because I'm not at all fond of that color combination. Let's Z this one around a little bit here. Zoom out. Okay. Now my thought is that I can put some of the queue here where this circle is. We don't really need this great big old plaza part. I'm not sure that that's actually gaining us anything. Let's try making sure that the people actually fall in the pool at the end of it. And what am I going to be obscuring there? I think I see a little diving board, but we might be able to make those both work. How far back from the pool do you need to be here? Gonna see around just a little bit, because okay, let's say someone's diving off of this small board there. They are presumably going to be landing in about the same spot that these folks are coming out of the plume. And I don't want the ending of the plume to be like right over here, but I don't want it to be so far that they're kind of scared that they're going to hit the concrete when they're going in. Let's see. I'm trying to get a good look at where this entrance is. I'm going to see it just a little bit more here. And I want to be able to make sure that I can get them in the queue. Alright, let's go for that. Yeah, that's a little bit pricey, but not too bad. Now, how much can I customize you? Because I really don't like that color. Yeah, I cannot open. I know, I don't care. Alright, there's the custom coloring. And I'm going to pause this again. And is it going to rain this entire episode? Y'all, it's very rainy over here in Texas, too, at the moment. Well, it's not actually coming down right now, but it's supposed to start doing that pretty soon. So, rain indoors, rain outdoors, rain all around. It's just not sure that that's the theme that I want to be permanent here. I do enjoy rain, but there are limits. And I'd like to be able to escape it somewhere, but this is not the place where I can escape it. Maybe I'll mess around in the settings and see if I can change that just a little bit. But speaking of changing things, I'm just not at all a fan of the hot pink. I've lived through that once before. Ooh, what just happened? Oh yeah, I'd forgotten how much it loves to just ignore me if I accidentally click on the wrong mouse button. But we're going to try a few different shades of red here. I don't mind the red. Red is actually my favorite color, but... let's see. Okay, let's just start doing anything different here. Let's try dark red. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's try not royal blue for the other thing. How about some light green? Actually, I think I want it to blend a little bit better with the patio. I keep wanting to call it a patio. It's not a patio, it's a plaza. Let's try for something sand dune-y. Honeydew. No, that's way too light. Almond. That's not at all brownish enough. That's too yellow or brown, but we can do something with that. Oh, darn it. I'm just trying to spin the camera around. People, help me. There we go. Well, this is my work. And it's really hard to match colors when it's coming down, raining. Okay, let's get back over to you. What am I in? That's not what I want to do. Just stop it. Just read my mind and do what I want you to. Okay, there we go. I had to escape out of everything and then just click on it again, and that did the trick. Let's just go with this ugly sand dune and make it a little bit less yellow. Let me think about the colors. RGB. Red 81, it's red enough. Let's see, let's tone down the G. Let's make it 33. And let's make it bluer. 88. Oh, no, hitting enter apparently turned it white. Okay, that's not at all what I wanted it to do. Thank you. No, I didn't want it blue either. Oh man, not really having a whole lot of luck with this one. Okay, what did I get down to? 3388. Let's just give that another shot and let's hit confirm, and that really should not have turned it purple. Apparently I'm bad at colors all of a sudden. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember what it was at. Okay. I wanted it to be less green, which means I turned the number down. Let's try 55. Okay. Let's confirm. Alright, that's getting closer. Let's see. I did want it to be a little bit bluer. Actually, I'm going to tone down the red and the green. So 77, 50, and then this will be 33. Alright, that's a little bit closer to what I was aiming for, but it actually needs more green now. Or possibly less red. I don't know, I'm just messing around here at this moment. Yeah, well that's blending a little bit better. I think it might do well being a little bit lighter actually though. So let's keep on trying. Okay, let's put this back up to 77 and let's just stick with the 7s for a little while. I've completely forgotten what the B was. Yeah, let's just make it almost gray. Here we go. Almost gray. Let's see. We would like to make this a little bit more. 82, 77. Let's see. 77, 77. Sure, why not? Okay, well, we're barely nudging it. Let's just stick with the 7s. Yeah, it's moving slowly in the direction I want it to move. That kind of matches up with this concrete, which is not terrible. Let's see. Let's tone this blue down a little bit more. And let's tone some other things up or down or side to side. Alrighty, a little bit more green. Let's go with some 9s this time. And I'm going to leave the blue where it is. I think I'm barely seeing the difference there. Yeah, let's be a little bit more blatant with our machinations. Alrighty, 80. And we're still leaving the blue about where it is. That's getting a little bit more fade into the backgroundy. A little bit more red. 96. A little bit more. Just go straight to 99. Don't make me turn into letters. Alrighty. Good enough. Not really sure that was worth any effort. Does actually need to be lighter, but I just don't care anymore. It does match this concrete pretty well. Who knows what it's gonna look like when it stops raining. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and test this puppy. Let's see how, I mean, it's a pre-built one, so I'm not really too worried about it being bad. Let's get the camera going. Oh yeah, I'm paused, aren't I? Let's hit play and then get the camera going. Yep, exciting. That looks flumey. Ooh, alrighty then. Yay. A thing happened. Let's let it happen a second time. Yep, pretty much the same thing. Okay, you can stop now. There we go. Now, ooh, whoa, alright. All I wanted to do was make sure that people are actually able to, dive off of this and still come out of the flume safely. Alright, well, we can probably stop the testing now. Let's just go ahead and open this puppy up. And maybe add a new lifeguard. Oh, we need to run an advertising campaign. I had forgotten all about advertising campaigns. Let's see, let's get us back some staff going. Let's close that. And we probably need some more lifeguards up in here. And you get to be somewhere. I was going to put you a new lifeguard chair. We probably need one of those. I think that's what I'm looking at right there. How do I get to that? I can't quite remember. Maybe it's not under staff. Facilities, perhaps? Not interested in that anymore. Let's see. Might not be facilities. Well, where would that be? Maybe it is in staff somewhere. No, no, definitely not. Just not a fan of these guys. Nah, I'm sorry. Although this, at least you're thematic. You get to be a queen of splash. Still not a fan of them. You get to be another king of coasters. Go find your spot. Alrighty. I talk about how I dislike those and then I make more of them. Makes perfect sense to me. I'm just trying to figure out where the facilities and the appropriate facilities. Where is you? Maybe you is not a facility. Let's see. Services. You sound like a service, but no, you're not. Yeah, I should probably add some body dryers and changing rooms and all them things, but no, this is still not the right section. Let's see. Other. Maybe you are an other. Nope, you're not an other. Where would you be living here? Huh. Oh well, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it this time. We've got us a nice brand new pool to be getting on with. I mean, not a brand new pool. We have got us a nice brand new flume ride to be getting on with. And that's not really quite where I meant to put you, but I plan to put some more stuff going into this pool. And I plan to make this little plaza area a little bit more exciting, better used. Oh, I probably need to have a queue ride, or a queue for this puppy, don't I? Although people aren't seeming to have any trouble getting there. They just amble on up, which is fine with me. They can do that pretty easily. But perhaps I need to do some price gouging. Let's put you at dynamic. Let's play around and see what the various options are. Yeah, these guys are not at all expensive, which is fine with me. Yeah, okay. I'll stick with that. Filtering. Don't know how much I need to be worried about that. We might need to put in a new filter here. And I didn't mean to do that. I'm just trying to move you. There's presumably already a filter for this pool. That doesn't mean that that's enough filtering. Well, I'm not really terribly pleased with how this fits into the overall park, but I think it's gonna have to be good enough for now. Guess they're having their pool passes refunded because they're not spending enough time in pools. I don't know what to do about that one. Let's see. I'm not spending enough time in pools. How do I fix? Well, we're gonna have to find that out later. Seems like it's worth finding out, but I don't know what to do with it. And hopefully I won't have forgotten by next time. But let's get on out of all this. Ooh, didn't mean to get that far out. I just wanted the objectives to go away for a little while so I can take a look at how this looks overall. I'm gonna have to build up some stuff around this flume. That will probably make it blend in a whole lot better. And we might be able to see what we're gonna do about that next time. I hope that y'all will join me next time and we will figure out what we're going to do about all this stuff. And I need to remember that we got all sorts of palm fronds slapping people in the face on that American Arrow ride, which is probably not ideal. Let's see if we can get over there. Alright, well, so I got some stuff to remember for next time. We'll just have to see what happens. But I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye. It rained all midja.